Hello boys and girls, today we're going to go on the first part of our virtual excursion around Perthville. At home you will have this booklet, Significant Buildings in Perthville, so you can use that to follow along as we go. So let's go! Alright boys and girls, we have arrived at our first stop, the Abercrombie Shire Office. There is actually two buildings in Perthville that were used as the Shire Office. The first is located on the Vale Road and the second is on Bridge Street. When local government was made compulsory in New South Wales in 1905, the Abercrombie Shire Office was first located at Rockley. After World War II, the Shire Council decided it would be more conveniently located in Perthville. The council chambers decided this needed to be done cheaply. Mick O'Regan, who was a member of one of the earliest families to settle in Perthville in 1841, had built a workshop alongside his home with handmade cement blocks. He cleaned it out and they used it as their office. This Shire Office was built in 1962. It had barely been used, and when the area was absorbed into the Evans Shire in 1977, this building was taken over by the convent and was used as dormitories for some of the sisters. Fun fact, nobody knows why this building that you're looking at is numbered 55. It is out of sequence with the other buildings in Bridge Street. Okay, on to our next stop, let's go! Alright, second stop, Brian Booth's Birthplace. Firstly, who is Brian Booth? Brian Booth is a former Australian cricketer who played 29 Test matches for Australia and played 93 first-class matches for New South Wales. Brian Booth captained the Australian team for 2 Tests. He also represented Australia at the 1956 Olympics playing hockey. Secondly, what does this have to do with Perthville? Brian's parents, Charles and Isabel, lived in this house, and Brian was born here. The building is still a residential house, however has had extensions done to make it bigger. Brian's grandfather, Nathaniel Booth, lived in a small farm adjoining Brian Booth Oval. Fun fact, one of our friends in the 1-2 class currently live in this house. I wonder if he sleeps in Brian's bedroom. Let's keep going. Okay, third stop, Job Booth's Post Office and Bakery. Job Booth's Bakery and Post Office was in a solid bluestone basalt building. The building had a stable door opening straight into Perth Street so that mail and bread could be easily handed to customers. Job Booth is Brian Booth's great-grandfather. This building is located on the corner of Bridge Street and Perth Street. It is no longer used as a bakery or the post office. It is a residential house. Fun fact, the Perthville post office has been in 4 different buildings in Perthville that we know of. Alright boys and girls, one last stop. Let's go! Our last stop for today, the Community Hall. A community hall was built in Rockley Street in the 1930s by volunteers. It was built of cement blocks and was used mainly for weekly dances. People from the Perthville village and surrounding areas, as well as people from Bathurst, would come out by bus to attend the dances. It was also used for farewells for local soldiers going off to the Second World War. The hall was occasionally used for other events, and the annual school concert was also held there. However, it wasn't looked after. I can remember watching my brothers perform in the Perthville Public School concert and walking down from school to rehearse in the hall. It was very run down and dirty, and we used to have to clean it before the concert because lots of birds lived in there. My nan and pop also met at a dance at the hall. In 2004, a voluntary committee was formed and, with the assistance from Bathurst Regional Council, demolished and rebuilt the old hall. It was rebuilt using the same model as the first, but mostly made out of brick, and has greatly improved facilities: a kitchen, bathrooms, veranda and concrete paths. Instead of gas lighting, the new hall was installed with electricity, not only for lighting but for better cooking facilities in the kitchen. The hall is used for many community events and can be privately hired. Not only does the hall have great facilities inside, it has a brilliant playground outside, and it's run by the Perthville Development Group. Thank you for joining me on part 1 of our virtual excursion, boys and girls. Make sure you keep an eye out next week for the next video. Don't forget, rewatch the video, use your booklet to answer the history questions that is in your booklet. Bye! Alright boys and girls, we've arrived at our first stop, the Abercrombie